All right, guys, this is going to be a completely different type of training, but I believe it's one of the keys to success, especially in weight loss and making a permanent shift in your life. So if you're looking to make a permanent shift in your life, where if you're stuck in a rut right now, if you're insecure, if you're not confident, if you hate the way things are going right now with your health and your body, and you want to make a real shift in your life, you want to become that confident person, you want to become the hero of your own life, like you want to become healthy, happy, like better, this is going to be the training for you. So this is what I would call the hidden secret to weight loss. Okay. The hidden secret to weight loss. And I really want you guys to stay to the end because it's going to be a really good training here. So what is the hidden secret to weight loss? So I got two sections here. So the first and foremost is that you gotta do the mental work. Here's a couple statements I want to share with you. Is that number one, is that if you are struggling with your weight right now, your self-worth, if you are struggling with your health, your body image, whatever it may be, you're not any less than someone who is fit and at their goals. You're not any less, you're not any less than them whatsoever. Everybody has their own personal battles, either if it be relationships, finances, health, fitness, fear, mind, mental health, whatever it may be. We all deal with our own battles. You're not any less, though, than somebody who is at the place you want to be at. All right. It's just a lot of the time, it's a different belief system, it's a different mindset. And we got to do some mental work there. Because, for example, you could grow up your whole life, for example, and your family only focuses on, relationships, but then you slacked off on the health side of things, and there was a lot of neglect on the health. And then now you notice that maybe your 40s and 50s that it's really hitting you hard now. So now you got to make it a priority and work on it. And now you got to defeat all those old habits, belief systems, a bunch of those changes that you got to go through, right? So that's just to show you, you're not any less than someone who is fit, healthy, and stuff like that. That's for sure. So you can do this. You can do this 100%. So big thing though is doing the mental work. Now here is an example, right? Is let's say you build a robot. Okay, let's say you build a robot and it is strong as ever. The robot can lift 1,000 pounds. It's super useful. And that's the physical structure that you build it. But let's say you program that robot to believe, to have certain programs in it where it cannot lift 1,000 pounds. It's like a car when they have those caliber things in it. I forget the exact name. But you put that slip in, you put that chip in, and the car can't go to its maximum potential when it comes to speed, right? Governor or whatever they're called. Like you put it in your car so that way it cannot hit past a certain speed, even though the car can. The car has the capabilities. It's built to go past that limit, but we program it, we put something in it to stop it. We put limitations in place. As people, we put prisons around ourselves, we put limitations around ourselves with our minds, our belief systems, our thoughts. And this is where we really get stopped when it comes to trying to make a change. Same thing with the robot, right? It could lift all that weight, but it's programmed not to do it. It's programmed to only lift 40-pound boxes instead. So therefore, it's stuck. It's got limitations. Luckily, as human beings, we can program ourselves. We can change our programmer, right? Our brains are basically a program. If you think about it, if you really look in like how habits are formed and how beliefs in your mind and habits and just growing up in your subconscious mind, it's all like programming. It's very, very cool. So you can change that programming. So let's dive into that today. Is what my ultimate goal here for you today is I want to open your mind up. I want to open your mind up to show you that you are capable. You are 100% possible to do this. You can do this. And I'm going to give you some practices and some steps to take here when it comes to changing your mindset and getting things on track to lose this weight. Okay, because I'm a true believer that if your mindset and your belief system is 100% on track, it will direct you. It will put you in the right places. It will show you the opportunities. It will open your mind up. And then after that, you just got to do the physical work to get there. But if the mindset and the belief system is not pointed to where you want to go and you are doing the physical work, you will self-sabotage over and over and over again. And your mind will always find a way to go back to its old self, its old ways. So when we can change this, as a side effect, we can change our bodies, right? I have an ebook on this. You guys can message me on Instagram at coach.hayward. It's called, what did I call it? It's like shaping thoughts, shaping bodies, or shifting thoughts, shaping bodies, changing thoughts, changing bodies. One along the lines there. It's a whole mindset guide. Message me mindset, and I'll send you over a copy of that on Instagram. Okay. So let's dive in here, guys. These are the main ones here, beliefs to break. Okay. When it comes to making a true change, again, I'm a true believer that most of the time in life, especially if you're watching this video because you have the privilege to watch this video, is that if you want something, if you truly want something where it's a non-negotiable, where it's like, no, this must happen in my life. Not I kind of want this, not I want to do this just to get fit for a wedding, or I want to do this to make someone jealous, or I want to do this because I want to fit in this jean size, but need to do this. Caden, I can't go another day without this. I need this. This is who I am. This is what I'm supposed to do. That belief there, oh, yes, it might be scary, but step into it, because odds are, if you are still struggling with your weight and your health, you haven't stepped into it. So that's where we need to shift the way we take action and shift our belief system. If you always do the things you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So we cannot expect change to happen when there's no real changes. So if you are on the line right now and you haven't fully committed to your goals, your health goals, and your fit goals, and you're still unhappy and you're struggling your skin and you're not feeling good, I challenge you, go all in. Go all in. No more dipping the toes. No more just following like the cheap diets and stuff like that. Go all in. Make it happen. No plan B. Face the fear of failure and make it happen. Because what you'll realize is that you're a human being. Other people have done it before. And if they can do it, so can you. And if you give yourself no other option, you are so strong as a human that you will make it work. You will 100% make it work. You will make it happen. I've seen it every single time. Every time I have a client on, and I tell them, because whenever I work with clients, I only work with 10 to 10 clients now. Because I notice now that I'm doing a disservice to you. If you come on board in my team and you work with me and you're only an 8 or a 9 out of 10, odds are you might not succeed. And the reason being is because there's that hesitation there. And that hesitation shows me that there's not a full commitment. So the next time a little bump pops up, a struggle, a challenge, your life changes, it's so easy to throw your towel in and give up. But when you're all in, you're literally all in, and it's the main priority, you're going to succeed. You're going to 100% succeed. Even if you're the busiest person in the world, you'll make it work. At least I'll help you make it work. If you're my client, I'll form it around your lifestyle. But even if you're doing this on your own, you will make it work because you can do it. So beliefs to break here. Let's jump in. I got to have a sip of coffee. Okay, the first one is I don't have time. One thing when it comes to time is that we make time for our priorities. Okay, take a look at your calendar. Look at where you spend most of your time. That's your top priority in your life. You can say that it's not, but it's showing you based on your physical actions on how you live your life. So if exercise and food prep and eating healthy and eating times are not on your calendar, where's your priorities at? Is it really a priority for you? So that's what I would suggest first things first is if you don't have time, put it in the calendar, make it happen, make it happen. That's the very first step. And there's a lot of ways we can work around it. I got a training actually literally on if you don't have time on how to lose weight. There's a training about 2 to 4 trainings ago I did on I don't have time. But remember, you will have time. And an easy way to break that belief system is to ask yourself, and I say this one all the time, which you've probably heard or from another coach, but if your life was on the line, or your best friends, or your loved one, or your partner's, or your kid's life was on the line, and you had to lose 30 pounds in 5 months, or else they would go away, you'll never see them again, do you think you'd make it happen? Would you make the time to make it happen? Yes, you would. Right? Yes, you would. Why is that though? Because it became a top priority, it became a non-negotiable. Right? Now, the next one here is, I don't know what to do. Yes, it's okay if you don't know what to do because the internet is full of information, right? It will get you started. It'll at least get you on the right track. There's so many resources. I teach almost so much things for free that you could learn everything you need to know just off my page alone. So you do have the resources there. You just need to take action on them, okay? Be open to learn. Always become a student of life. Now, the next thing is I'm scared. I'm fear of failure. This is good. Okay. This is really good. This is one thing a lot of people can't admit, but it's true. It's true. The feel of failure, the feel of being embarrassed if you mess up, right? One thing I would challenge you on though is that if you do nothing at all, you're failing anyways, right? So either way, if you do nothing at all, if you don't try, you're going to fail because it's your goal to change. You want to lose weight, right? And if you're not working on it because you're scared to fail, well, then you're failing. So I would suggest is to change the way you look at failure, right? Because you cannot fail if you do not quit. If you do not quit, you will not lose. So just get started, start working on it and forget about failure. Just focus on improvement. All right. The mindset of failure is like, okay, I got to hit a certain number on the scale in a certain amount of time. If I don't, then I'm not good enough and blah, 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 blah. A lifestyle, the mindset to making a true change is this is just who I am. This is just what I do. And I'm just going to work on progressing, getting better. There's no failure in that. Yes, you're going to mess up. Yes, you might go through events. You might not have good weeks. It's all part of the journey, though. It's all part of the journey, the ups and downs. That's life, right? So remember that not trying at all leads you directly to exactly what you don't want, which is failure. So you might as well at least try and you might as well go all in. And another thing to always remember too is at the end of the day, we only have one life. As crazy as it is, we only have one life. And one day we're going to look back on our entire lives and we're going to look back on what we regretted and what we didn't regret. Are you going to be the type of person who's going to be like, oh my gosh, I wish I just didn't let fear hold me back. I wish I just would have done it. I wish I just would have worked on my health. I wish I did it for myself. Are you going to be the type of person who's like, I'm so glad I did it for me. It is something that I will never forget. And I'm so proud of myself. I'm so glad I did it for me. Because we're going to have to face two of those either way, right? Because health is, at the end of the day, I know it sounds crazy and stuff, but health is basically everything. If we don't have our health, then what do we have, right? So make it a priority and face it, okay? The fear of failure is a common one because, nobody wants to fail. Nobody wants to suck. Nobody wants to feel embarrassed. But you got to step into those things because if you haven't yet and you keep feeling your weight loss, maybe that's the one thing that you're missing is that full actual commitment, that full crossing the line. I've had clients come to me who are majorly obese, 300 plus pounds. And I told them, like, I cannot do the work for you. I will not do the work for you, right? I cannot do it. You need to put in the work. You need to, work on those eating habits. You need to study the trainings that I send you. You need to show up to your calls. You need to do that for yourself. I can do everything else for you. I can guide you and stuff, but you need to do that for yourself. And every time that I've had a client say, I'm all in, I will do the work. I'm committed to this. This is the expectations. Okay, I'm in. I'm ready. Let's do this. Every time they've crushed it. Clients going from 300 pounds to 6-packs, to building a 6-pack, which is crazy, which is amazing though. So the next one is I'm not good enough. Okay, the reason why you might not feel like you're not good enough is because of your actions and the things you tell yourself and how you react to that, right? If you believe you're not good enough, then you'll never do the things to show you're worth it. So this is a huge one for I'm not good enough and I don't deserve this. A lot of moms, right? They're like, I just can't make myself a priority. I always deprioritize myself. I focus on my kids too much, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, maybe that's the exact reason why you're not your goal then. Because every time a life event comes up, every time something else comes up, instead of focusing on yourself and making yourself a priority, you'll focus on them, right? You'll talk yourself out of it. You'll focus on your kids. You'll deprioritize yourself. You'll say, I'll start later. I'll start soon. I'll get to it soon. And then that soon just never comes, right? Or a lot of time I get clients like in their 50s and 60s when their kids are at the house and they're like, I'm ready to start making myself a priority. And every time it's like, Hayden, I wish I'd done this earlier. But they didn't know, right? So if you are younger right now, or let's say if you were around the age of 30 watching this, like this is the time to really do it. If you are in the ages of 40, 50, this is the time to do it. The best time to plant a tree is yesterday, right? The next best time is right now. So as you can see though, it's almost like a 180. Every time that you feel like, okay, well, I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I'm not good enough. Okay, well then do the things to show you're worth it. Start doing the things to make you feel like you are good enough, right? Invest in yourself, work on yourself, spend time on yourself, love yourself, give yourself respect. Opposite, right? I'm the fear of failure. Okay, well, get busy taking so much action that you can't even think about doubt and fear because you're just too busy taking action on your goals. There you go. right? I don't deserve this. Okay, well, what do you mean you don't deserve this? All right, what type of person does deserve this? Challenge those thoughts. One thing I want to share with you before the end of this training is challenge your thoughts. Whenever you have those thoughts come up, like I'm not good enough, I can't do this, challenge them. Why can't I do this? If this person can do it, why can't I do this? Yeah, I might have gone through all these things, X, Y, and Z in my past, but here I am right now. I have the power to change. Why can't I lose this weight? Why can't I make these changes? Why can't I have a six pack? Challenge those thoughts that don't serve you. And what you'll realize is that your thoughts are not you. A lot of us, we get confused with the thought that like, and I'm the same way. I'm a human being, right? And I have emotions. So I'm the same way. But we often get confused with our thoughts and we think that our thoughts are who we are. We think our thoughts are actually real. Your thoughts are just thoughts. And when you're going through a depression and going through a hard time, a cloud comes through your life, right? Because you are the sky. A cloud is just temporary. So when you're going through a hard time and it passes by and things are raining down on you, it's hard to have good thoughts all the time, but that's where you really need to work and do the mental work, right? Keep yourself going, keep yourself on track, have accountability, whatever you got to do. But at the end of the day, face yourself. And this is something that it's a daily practice, right? Imagine if we worked as hard as ourselves as we worked at our jobs. Imagine how much better off we would be with our mental health, our physical health, how much better we'd just feel, right? It's crazy. So do the mental work daily. When you look in the mirror and you put yourself down once, bring yourself back up twice. Oh, I hate the way my body looks. Oh, I love my teeth. My skin looks great today. Change it, okay? Because if we always have that negative bias, we're always going to look out for it. And then that's just going to self-sabotage, right? So work on the mind, work on the mindset, okay? And the last thing, guys, I cannot stress this enough, is that every single time in my life that I bet on myself, where I just went all in on myself and I said, this is what I truly want in my life. I'm about to make a decision right now that doesn't make sense. It's not the smartest decision in the world when we look at it in a logic way, we'll say. But I believe in myself. I need this. This is what I truly, truly want, and I'm going to make it work. Every time I've done that in my life, I promise you, it's worked out. It's worked out every single time. And there's been many times where I thought I was going to lose everything, but I just always had the belief in myself. And I promise you, if you do that with yourself as well, and you don't back out, because a lot of time we will take that step forward, right? We'll start believing ourselves, but then we back out. We shy away when things get hard and tough. But what we got to realize is that the hard times is supposed to happen. It's supposed to be there to make you stronger, to get through that phase. So when you come out of this on the other side, you have the skills, you have the habits, you have the mental grit to sustain it long term. Right? People who become like, let's say, like if you want to accomplish anything, if you want to build your body the way you want it, you got to go through the steps. You got to learn the right habits, the food patterns, everything there. You gotta get into control of it. So that way, when you get to your goal, when you do lose the weight, you have the tools and everything necessary and the mental grit to sustain it. This is why so many people fail, is because they'll take the diets, they'll take the pills, the short-term fixes. They do it short term. And then once they get into the valley of despair, which is like the hard times, the struggles, the challenges, their mind immediately retreats back to the comfort zone, right? This is uncomfortable. This is not good. I'm facing some bad things right now. This is a struggle for me. And they quit because maybe their expectations were off. They didn't know this was going to happen. Or they just truly just don't want it bad enough, right? Because when you want it bad enough, when the why is strong enough, all the little challenges, all the bumps in the road, it weighs 10 pounds. And the goal weighs 1,000 pounds. Right? So it's like, that's what's going to lift you up at a bit. That's what's going to keep you moving forward, is having that strong why, that vision, and making it so important that the struggles and challenges are nothing at the end of the day when you get to your goal. Okay? So that's training for today, is a little bit of mindset. This is something I teach my clients all the time. So if you feel like you could benefit more of this and you want to work with me one-to-one, where I can guide you, hold you accountable, teach you, and help you actually lose this weight once and for all, I got a brand new program coming out. It's going to be 12 weeks long. If you want to apply for it and get a pre-spot, you can shoot me a message, CH, for details on Instagram. All right. And I'll chat with you there and we can have a chat and see if it's a good fit or right time and energy right now. But I promise you, if you apply these and if you work on your mind and you believe in yourself and you go all in, S&P me, right? Invest all in on yourself, you'll get exactly what you want in your life. Okay? Do it. Do it, because odds are you have, if you're watching this right now, and I'm just going out on a limb here, and you guys can comment below and let me know if I'm wrong, because I would love to hear it. But if I am wrong, let me know. But odds are, if you are struggling right now and you're still struggling, I would challenge you. Maybe you haven't gone all in yet. How serious are you yet about this fit goal and this transformation? Right? Go all in, make it happen, face that fear, face that uncomfortableness, and I promise you, you'll get exactly what you want. And one day, and it's not going to take that long, by the way, right? We often overestimate what we can accomplish, and we underestimate what we can accomplish in a longer period of time, right? We overestimate what can be done in a few months, but we underestimate what can be done in a year. It's not going to take much time to get there if you stay consistent, if you stick with it. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to be in your dream body and health, and you're going to say, holy smokes, what the heck is going on? Wow, one day I was struggling with my food habits. Now here I am with a six-pack, a toned tummy, and everybody's looking at me, and this is crazy. This is awesome. I love this, right? You will get there. It happened to me. I promise you. And I'm no different. I used to eat Pop-Tarts, mini pizzas, and ice cream for breakfast. My eating habits were terrible. I was lazy. Like, it can happen for you. I'm just a younger guy. Like, if I can do this, you guys can 100% do this as well. Most of my audience, most of you watching here are in your 40s and 50s plus, and you guys gone through some crazy life events. You've had kids, you've gone through school, college, university, jobs, like divorces, all these issues. If I can do this, you can 100% do this. Like, you've gone through way more than me, so you can 100% do this. Okay, so believe in yourself. Let's make it happen today. Because if you watch this video and you go back to normal life and you get distracted again and you put off your goals and you deprioritize yourself, the cycle is going to keep going. And I know that some of you watching this, that's going to happen for you. And then some of you watching for this, something's going to click and you're really going to give it that good shot. I promise you, this time though, when you give it that shot, don't forget this, stick with it. Even if the results aren't coming yet, you're at least working towards the goal. But if you give up, you go backwards, right? There's no traction forwards. So it doesn't make sense to quit, okay? If it's what you want. That's true for today. If this gave you value, if this helped you in any way, make sure you like and subscribe so more people can see this to get the help they need, all right? Start today for a better tomorrow. You got this. I'm cheering for you, and I'll see you later. Coach Hayward out.